Halo, it's Jang here with a look at the new Mega Bloks Halo set, the booster frame. This is a 277 piece set for the spring of 2015 officially. This is the second time that Mega Bloks has done a booster frame. Well, not a set, but an official build. The first one was from their 3-in-1 build and combine sets where you could take parts from all three of those, which I reviewed quite some time ago when I was still new to the whole Mega Bloks world. And this one is just one single set, so you don't have to get multiple things and put them together. The booster frame vehicle is a Canon vehicle, and it was most famously seen in the short animated film or computer-generated film called The Package. It's pretty much just a weapons platform and an engine platform with a place just barely for one person to sit. It is absolutely Spartan. Pun maybe intended, not necessarily. It's really just all business. This center little spire that sticks out for the nose is supposed to be a Gauss cannon. You could actually see that in the animated little film. You've got two little pods off on the sides with some guns. The person sits right there, and I'll show you how that all fits together. And then you've got kind of the center fuselage, which has no covering over it. There's no need for any covering for this thing because it's not designed to go atmospheric, I believe. It's for space only, so they don't really worry about aerodynamics at all. This all just extends out. All this boom section just extends out and gives extra thrusters out at the ends, whereas your main engines are in towards the center. Of course, you've got those two main ones, and then there are some auxiliary ones which are also involved in maneuvering. You've got just thruster outlets. It's reasonably realistic, I would say, as far as how it was designed and what you would need to actually get around in space. Now, Mega Bloks did a decent thing here. In the film, the thing doesn't start out like this. It starts out just much smaller and a much more compact package, and then it opens these up to give more leverage, and I think Master Chief says something like maximize agility or something like that, maximize maneuvering. I don't remember the exact words, but you can just take off this section and put it into its original form to show how it normally would have looked without these extensions on there. Now, this is a little bit rough getting these parts out because as you do it, you'll start to misalign the rods. You see how that kind of bent around and stuff. So this is not something that you want to do frequently because I think it would get a little bit annoying having to put everything back all the time. Oops, see what I mean? It just it's not all that great, the process of taking them off and putting them back, but it's very good for posing because it allows you to get either forms. You can get kind of the form where it was attached to the ship still before it was launched off. You can also adjust the angles of these down. I don't know if that's something appropriate, but I think it's nice to have that ability to move them around. But I think the thing looks pretty good in this form as well. It actually looks a little bit like an X-Wing in this form, like an exoskeleton version of an X-Wing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the figure because that's pretty special too. This is Spartan Fred-104, and he is a very storied character. Quite a bit of story was developed for him. He was one of the good old Spartan 2s, and he did appear flying one of the booster frames in that same film. And just as a figure, even if it wasn't a well-known character or well-developed character, just the toy, just the thing that Mega Bloks has built here looks great, doesn't it? It's got great lines to it, nice and sharp, and it has good proportions to it. The printing or painting is good. It's not perfect when you look at the details of the white. It's not 100% consistent in its application, but look at the shoulder pads with the knives built in, all lightened out in the handles. That was really important to one of his scenes in the same film. It's a little bit iridescent, so this is kind of using the same color of plastic as used for the Oni Reap X sets for the parts of the vehicles themselves, not the characters. And then he's got a splazer, which is painted. It's one of the painted ones. I always like to get weapons that are painted up, and that's a nice looking one. So really good here, and of course it is the super articulated kind, so you can swap out the armor pieces with other characters. I don't think they've done as yet any others. As of the time of this video, they haven't released any others in the same color scheme, but hopefully they will eventually, so you'll be able to do some more customized stuff. But just a great looking figure, very displayable, very collectible. There's what he looks like on the booster frame and how he gets attached in there. Things are a little bit just not as secure as I would like them to be just in here. It's just a very small number of small connections that are holding everything together, but it works out. And they have this piece on the back which really holds him in more securely. That's well done. So all together he does sit in there pretty well. My only complaint here is that he doesn't have quite the articulation in the neck to point his head or his face straight forward. On the box they show him really leaning or really looking forward. To do that, you kind of have to figure out a way to get the body to angle back a little bit more, really bend the spine up. Would have been nice if he had just a little bit more room, but it's tough to pull off with the removable armor system and leaving enough plastic on there to keep these things in a durable shape so they can actually be played with by kids. And lastly, there's what it looks like with the thruster booms fully extended out with Fred in place. So that looks pretty good. Sure does look a whole lot better than the original little combiner. Much better scale. I think that it's still not accurate scale. It still should have been larger, but I feel like it was a large enough build as a toy to work out just fine. So overall, I'm happy with this set. I think it was well done for what it is. It's obviously not as exciting to get something like this, or at least to me it's not, as something like I don't know, a hawk or even a warthog, you know? It's just not that iconic. But for folks who are real fans and follow some of the extra stuff, is, you know, other stories beyond what's covered in the games, this is great. And for me, for anybody, I would say, no matter what your level of fandom, that Fred figure there is just a really good one to have. And even if you're barely even into Halo, it's just a great looking figure. If you like to display things like this, I think that he'll go really well in stop motions. I think that he'll make some really good photographs. Just really, really good stuff with the figure and respectable stuff with the rest. So those are my thoughts. Please do share your thoughts about this set down in the comment section below. Always good to see more different opinions from different people. I'm going to go build some more stuff so I can bring you even more videos, and I'll be talking to you again very soon.